So welcome to SevGunner. Welcome to the Community Shield. Arsenal against Manchester City today. The first real game of the season starts right now. In about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, there will be the kickoff, and I'm so excited to see it with you together. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the community. So let's get right into this game. It's the first kickoff, I think, of the season. Yes, it's just maybe a small trophy in the Community Shield, but I think the setting is beautiful here in Cardiff. Something different. It's not Wembley in this case, so I think it will be a great game. And let's see how the coaches treat this game, how Arteta will treat this game, and how Chelsea's new coach Maresca will treat this game, because yes, it doesn't mean much in the bigger picture. But today we will find out how the coaches treat this game. I think it would be a nice kickoff if Arsenal would win this today. I hope they win it today, but I get into my go into my predictions later on. Right now, I want to look with you at the starting 11 as we've got it right now. So Ryan goal. Don't go for Kepa. I'm glad. I'm really happy for that. So it's Raya's first start of the preseason, as you can say, because it's a trophy, but it's a preseason trophy. You gotta mention that it's like a Super Cup, the Community Shield. Then we've got on the left hand side at the fullback position Calafiori. So Calafiori gets his second start after the last game against Como, and so there's no Hincapié today. Then we find out it's Gabriel and Mosquera is the center back duo. Gabriel's strong side, and Mosquera. I hope Mosquera can show up this time, because I thought in the, what was it, the Betis Sevilla game, he didn't had a great showing with Gabriel together, but I'm hoping that they work better today. Then we've got White on the right hand side, because um, not every player is fit at this moment in time. Timber is not fit in this moment of time. He had his injury last season and couldn't also participate in the World Cup. And right now it's White. So also I would say um, he's just the more experienced man for this job right now. So Calafiori is a slight surprise for me. I thought maybe we would go a little bit more defensively against Semenyo on the side, but Calafiori is the more versatile player than Hincapié. So Arteta goes for a little bit more of an offensive approach, which I like, which we have to praise him. Then we've got Miles Lewis Skelly in the I would say 8 role. He's an expanding player, and I like him. Just 19 years old, and it shows that Arteta wants to keep him, because there were rumors that he would go to Chelsea, maybe he would go to Manchester United, but I think this is off the table now, because he's starting right now in a kind of big preseason game in a Community Shield. And next to him, his first start, and I was questioning it, would he start or not? I leaned toward he would start. I mentioned that in the video. I wasn't sure, just asked you. And it's Bruno Guimaraes with his first start for Arsenal in the 6th role. I'm really, really happy. I think he will be more the 6, and Masuskel will be more the 8, because I think it suits both more. But we'll see. At the start of the regular season, then we expect to see Rice and Guimaraes in the 6th, Rice, and in the 8th role Guimaraes. Then we've got Odegaard in the 10. No surprise here, I would say. So Eze is on the bench. And up top, we've got Zollis. I expected Zollis to start because he got more game opportunity in the preseason than Martinelli. Martinelli got a few minutes here and there, but there are also rumors with Galatasaray that they want him. And the left hand side is not yet set in stone at Arsenal, because I think we need to improve that, but we get into that later on. Then we've got on the right hand side Madueke. I actually expected Madueke to show up here. I would have liked to seen Saka, but as Rice, also Saka gets his rest after the World Cup, because these are just main cogs. And up top in the striker position, no Gyökeres this time, it's Havertz. And I thought actually as well that he would go for Havertz because in the bigger games or big games, he always goes for Havertz. And then on the other side, I think Havertz is fine in the 9 role. I don't think he's perfect. I don't think Gyökeres is perfect for that role. I think they have both their strengths and weaknesses, but at this time he goes for the more versatile player in Havertz. I hope it works out. And on the other side, we've got Manchester City's lineup. It's Donnarumma in goal, no surprise here. Kuzanov, I think he played in the centre back position at the end of last year, but he's a speedy fullback, so he's placed in the fullback position, not centre back. Then we've got Diaz, Guardiola. I don't think big surprises here. So no Gahey in the centre back. Rosso Guardiola comes back. O'Reilly, we know him, good player. Kovacic and Anderson. So we see the first also start, or I see the first start of Anderson. I haven't seen the preseason of City. Gotta be honest. On the right hand side, they've got Semenyo, who is a strong player. Phil Foden in the 10 role. That's a little bit surprising. He was a weak link last season, actually, or not really a strong player for them. They had more jerky in this role. And then they've got Docker on the left hand side. That's absolutely no surprise. And yeah, big Erling Haaland up top, the main striker and the star of this team. So if a little bit surprising, maybe it's Kovacic, maybe Kuzanov fullback side and Guardiola in the center back position, but maybe Gay he gets a rest or he's knocked. I don't know if he's injured. Haven't checked their injury report. Yes, and in a few minutes, 10 minutes or so, we will get kickoff. I'll just check my device, what's going on here. But yeah, welcome again to SevGunner. Let me know what you think of the starting 11. Are there any surprises for you? Who do you want to show up today, especially? Who is your player you're most looking forward to seeing today? Is it Guimaraes? Is it Solis? Is it maybe a player who's more experienced? Maybe you're looking for Master Skelly. Let me know in the chat right down below. What do you think of this game, of this starting 11? What are your expectations for the game? Do you see Arsenal favorite role? Do you see City? Do you see it 50-50? Let me know in the chat, starting 11 and your thoughts of the game. Then I will go right into prediction time. For me, I will go on top of my head. I haven't thought about it too long. I could see that it goes straight into penalties with a draw in regular time. But I'm kind of wishing for just the win straight out for Arsenal. I'm going for 1-0, nothing flashy. Arsenal gets the job done, and the goal scorer will be. I'll go for. I will say it's. I will say it's Gyökeres off the bench. Gyökeres off the bench comes in the second half for Havertz and scores the winning goal for Arsenal in this Community Shield. Let me know, who is your match prediction? Will Arsenal win? Will City win? Will there be a draw? Will there be penalties? And if penalties, who wins? Who comes out on top in a Community Shield? It's a little bit of a glorified kickabout, but I'm excited about it because it's. Yeah, I think it's the first real test, the first real preseason test for Arsenal. They had tough games and they weren't pretty, but they rotated sides. They gave young players chances like Salman, like Julian, and so on and so forth. But right now, this is Manchester City and this is the team we will face this season again for the Premier League title. This will be our toughest and hardest opponent in the Premier League season. I think so, because I don't see the other teams that strong yet, and I think we're the slight favorites, but we'll see. We'll get into predictions later on this week, as I see the Premier League the Premier League race, as I see it turning out. But right now, just let me know who wins today, who will be your team that comes on top, who will be your match winner. And let's see, I'm going for match winner Gyökeres in this case because he will score, in my opinion. But I'm very, very excited for that. And yeah, let's see, let's wait. Also for the teams to come out soon here in Cardiff. Just checking something in the background. But let me know what you think about this game. Starting 11, who will win? Or just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if it's Arsenal, if it's City. Yeah, Bruno starts. I think this is very, very exciting for us. He is our key transfer for right now. I think we've got to get a left winger, a striker, both, and also a center back. I think we're still weak in the center back role, or not that strong because Mosquera doesn't have the experience, and Saliba will take some time for Saliba to actually get back from his back pain. He didn't. I don't think he needs surgery, but it will take some time for him to come back. And yes, we see the players in the tunnel already. Oh, just trying to figure something out. I'll actually, I think, switch to another device because I don't think the stream is working out properly here, right next to my Watchalong. And if that's the case, I want to be live with you and to talk and debate what I'm right now seeing and not just having a frozen picture. But right now, looks fine. Let's see if it stays that way. Otherwise, I will switch on. But that's just for me. So players come into the stadium, beautiful stadium, I gotta tell. And here we also see the Premier League trophy, which we won last season after 22 tough years of waiting. And the players go straight by it. Here we also got the FA Cup. And also in the middle is the Community Shield trophy, which I think looks kind of nice for a trophy that's not really up there in the rankings. And it's the least important trophy for every Premier League side or for Championship side. It's not the real prestigious one, but it's a first look at the teams. Funny enough, most of the time, the loser of the Community Shield wins the league more often than the winner of the Community Shield. So just keep that in mind. But we obviously want to win as Arsenal fans, and we obviously want to win the Premier League. And I think we should be confident in front of this season, but we need to add a little bit more. And I think City will do as well because I didn't think they had done that much up this point in the transfer window. But that's just for them. We focus on Arsenal side. Yes, great opportunity for Arsenal today to show themselves. Yeah, but just take a sip of water. Pretty hot in here. How's the weather at your side? Where are you watching? I think it's also pretty hot in Cardiff. I will check that because that could also influence how fast the game will be played. I don't think there will be the highest of tempos because it's a preseason game. Yeah, it's a trophy, but it's the last, let's say, preseason game. Although it's a trophy, the last few tests before Arsenal gets ready on Friday to play Coventry. And here we've also got the Shield, the Community Shield trophy, which looks, I think, pretty nice. But just look up the weather in Cardiff. I'm just curious. Okay, it's actually pretty good weather, 24 degrees, so it's nothing too, it's not too hot. So this should be also a good sign for a healthy game, for a game where also the lungs of the players will hold, because they haven't had many minutes, or the most of the players didn't have that many minutes. Some players just show up. I think Haaland hasn't played many minutes for City, I guess. And so on the other side, we also have got Guimaraes, who didn't play for Newcastle in the preseason, and now he plays for Arsenal. Just had a half against Como. I think it looked lively, nothing too special. But the first few minutes of the second half, I think he showed something for Arsenal, that he can be in a really positive signing for Arsenal, and a really important player. And I think he will be one of our major important players, or one of our most important players for this new season, this new Premier League season. And yeah, I'm expecting great things from him, actually. So just the players are standing right now and waiting for the team photos, and after that there will be the kickoff. So just in a few minutes, it is on. Arsenal against Manchester City in a Community Shield. It's a really, really great site, I think, here in Cardiff. Looks beautiful, the stadium, the site, and the trophies. I think here will be played the anthem. And after that, we'll see who comes out on top. Arsenal against Manchester City. Just let me know thoughts of the starting 11 if you're live. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts throughout the game. Will be also interesting who will come later into this game. Is there a chance that we will see a Rice or a Saka, or is this just not in the plans for today? I don't think it's in the plans, but we're gonna see. I'm just checking the bench. As I see these players, yes, I see Saka on the bench, Max Damon's on the bench. He could get into the second half later on. Victor Gyökeres, I expect him to get minutes. And yeah, Marino maybe. If we need a certain goal, maybe it's Mikel Marino. Supermandy off the bench. We could see him if we go in front. Ebrici as is a shout, of course, if he comes later on into the left-hand side, maybe, or into the game for Odegaard. Declan Rice, of course, is a possibility. And Pierre Hincapié is a strong possibility, actually. If Arsenal would go in front, then he would, I think, substitute with White or with Calafiori. Let's find that out. And yeah, I don't think, or I hope we will not see Kepa in this game, because that would mean that Raya is injured, and we don't hope for that. Yeah, also we see it. I think yes, from City side we could see Jerky, maybe second half we could see Marmouche. Even Grealish is in the squad. Wow, that's surprising. But he is back at City, because I didn't think Everton has signed him yet, or another team. Maybe as a super sub. But we'll find out in this game. Will we see which players we will see in the second half, or even the first half? So kickoff is nearing. Just in a few seconds, we will see the players kick the ball for the first time. I think it's the first real game of the season. Premier League starts on Friday for Arsenal. I think, I don't know when City starts, but this will be the first test. I think they start against Newcastle. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually. Don't quote me on that. But we'll see now Anderson, and we'll see Bruno Guimaraes also. So this could be a clash in the midfield. And I'm really looking forward to the actual clash in the Premier League season. Rice also against Anderson. This will be a big clash between England Titans, between stars. And yeah, Anderson will show if he's a true star and if he can replace maybe a Rodri who could go to Barcelona for Manchester City. So this is a rumor, and actually, as an Arsenal fan, Rodri is a great player. You got to respect him, but I would not cry if he goes to Barcelona because I think this would be a huge opportunity for Arsenal to retain also as Premier League champion. I think we can do it with or without him in the role, but he was also injured for some time, and this was also a factor in this title race. We gotta mention that we were the stronger, more stable side, but the Rodri factor could get interesting also for this upcoming season. And Arsenal will kick off the Community Shield in just a few seconds. Let's watch it. Is there any kick-off ball we will play? No, just Havertz. Short one. And this game is on. Arsenal attacking from left to right. This is Calafiori. Bad ball. Gets blocked. A cross for Arsenal in. This is Semenyo. And every moment, this is a great ball by Spain. This is a 1-0 for Arsenal. 1-0. After, I don't know, 30 seconds, Calafiori scored for Arsenal. Come on, get in. Wow. What a ball by Skelly. What an assist by Skelly. So it was incredible fast start from Arsenal. First ball in by Calafiori, got blocked. Then another cross. I think it was Madueke, got it back. I think it was also Gabriel Saliba then. Let's watch it again. But Arsenal are leading 1-0. Is there an offside? This is Semenyo. They will check it, of course. This is then White. And a beautiful touch by Skelly. This is no offside. And a great ball into the left bottom corner. Keeper goes the other way, Donnarumma. Like a striker, he finishes it. Strong finish by Calafiori. Who got his chance today? Who's the more offensive player than Hincapié? And Arsenal are in the lead, and this is crazy. This is actually crazy. I think, I don't know, 30 seconds played or something like that. Arsenal leading 1-0, and now Manchester City has got to answer. Maybe you can say we scored too early, but we'll find out soon. Absolutely crazy. Wow. This is crazy. Let me know what you think. First goal. Was there ever such a fast goal in the Community Shield? I don't know. I can hardly remember if there was. But this has to be one of the fastest goals in the Community Shield or in a trophy, in a trophy setting match for an English side. Arsenal are pressing high, and now City has got the ball for the first time because they haven't had the ball, and the ball was in the back of the net. I just had one block, and then they were 1-0 behind. So this went pretty fast for them. And this got to be a shock for Maresca's side, who is leading. And it would be interesting if City actually can be that strong of a team with Maresca. I think, yes, he's a good coach, a decent coach, but he's no Pep. Of course, who's Pep? Who's a Pep? That's what I wanted to mention. But this will raise the bar a little bit higher if Arsenal could win this Community Shield, but it's a long way to go. We cannot get ahead of our sides, but this is an impressive start by Arsenal and an important start in such a trophy setting. This is Haaland. Calafiori tries to work around. This is Anderson, and this is a poor cross by Anderson. So yes, they gotta settle into this game, City as well. But for us, this should help us get settled into this game right away with a great start. Impressive, really. I'm stunned actually. Great ball in by Mazzucchelli, you gotta mention that. And Calafiori just kept a cool head and he just finished it greatly. Just, I think, a perfect finish for him. Impressive, really impressive. Now Sida's got the ball. This is Doku, maybe a foul from White, a little shove. Where's the foul? No, there was no foul. Referee lets the game play on. This can be an important sign that he wants that the game is a fast game, that the ball just gets rolling. Great ball in. This is nearly the ball went in. Would have been a great ball in by Odegaard. I'm sorry, and this is now a foul on Doku. Homons, who maybe wants a yellow card for White in this situation. But how are we gonna play on this game? Right now it looks as Arsenal are pressing, still pressing high, want to win the ball early and not let City move the ball around. This is a bad ball in by White, yes. And he should come backwards. But this is a great opportunity for Arsenal now. They have won the ball back. This is Calafiori on the left-hand side. There's a chance for Zollis and nearly deflects onto the goal, but Donnarumma's there. This could have been the second one. City were pretty open on the left-hand side. There was nobody actually guarding Zollis. And this also could help Arsenal if City opens up later on in this game, that we could counterattack. A thing Arsenal was not the best at last season, because we were mainly playing against deep blocks. But we'll see. And this is now Manchester City with Doku. It's a dribbling monster, but White cleared the ball. And this is just a throw in. So City with the possession in the half of Arsenal. Another front for City. This is a counter attack now for Arsenal. This is Odegaard. 4 against 3, but this is not a good ball to Madueke. Could he shoot? Yes. But the final product with Madueke is always something we got to question. And this is a counter attack now for City. This is Doku against White. He needs some help, and there comes the help. 3 Arsenal players against 1. Great opportunity now. Again, this is Odegaard. They could move the ball fast, but they're a little bit slow. But this is Calafiori to Zollis on the left-hand side. Takes on his man, but cannot get around Kuzanov. This is now Semenyo. So this is a fast-flowing game, actually. That was just my thought. Will this be a razzle-dazzle, a game back and forth? And it looks like this game is a back and forth. Arsenal came strong. Now City tries to come back, and now Arsenal has got counterattacks because City has got the pressure now of scoring an equalizer. And in the first few minutes, what I'm seeing is that Doku gets most of the times the ball, so they attack on the left-hand side more than the right-hand side. Right-hand side we haven't seen so far, but maybe they want to also overlap or get the ball then across to an open Semenyo. So this would be interesting how their tactic is set up. But for right now, Arsenal makes a really good game. What a start. And after that, there was no real situation where anything was in danger for our goal. So if you're live, let me know what you think about this start from Arsenal. And Maresca, he's got to think right now what he could do. how could they counter Arsenal, and how can they come back? Because Arsenal will now be focused in defense to not let anything happen to them and just to keep the ball in front of them. So this is what I mentioned before. This is now a wide ball to Semenyo, who takes on his man. This is Calafiori. And the thing with Calafiori is he's great offensively, and he scored the goal. And we saw him 1 or 2 times driving with the ball. And this is actually great offensively. But defensively, Hincapi is the more stable version of a fullback. And so they just gotta. So Arteta goes for the more offensive approach, but it also comes with a little bit of a weakness defensively. But for right now, everything has worked out so far. So 10 minutes roughly played, 1-0 for Arsenal. Still, after the impressive start for Arsenal, after the goal, after 30 seconds or something like that, absolutely crazy. Crazy scenes here in Cardiff for Arsenal and Manchester City fans, and their team must be in shock. But they will try to work this out within this game. And as I see it, I think Manchester City has slightly more of the ball, more of the possession, because this is what the game would dictate if you are 1-0 down and playing against the good side in Manchester City. We just look up the stats. Early one, 74% ball possession for City, which would be no problem for Arsenal. I think the last battle we've got with City, we actually lost. And this was the moment where I thought, and I think many Arsenal fans thought, maybe this title race could turn, but then City just, bottled it this time. City bottled it, not Arsenal, and they just, had too many mistakes at the end of the season, and Arsenal were just crisp then with the 3-0 win against Fulham, and after that were just tight wins against West Ham and Burnley, but these got us over the line. And this is now Arsenal with Odegaard. This is Dollars on the left-hand side, plays the ball back. So Arsenal now with a chance to do something. Dollars, aggressive tackle by City, no foul, but Arsenal gets the ball back straight away. This is now a chance. Good ball in. This is Madueke on the right-hand side. He could take on his man. Goes inside, no, goes outside. And the ball gets deflected to a corner. Corner for Arsenal. First set piece situation for Arsenal. And normally we're really strong at set pieces. Madueke will take this one. The other from the left-hand side, Zolos will take on, as we've seen in preseason. I think that's the way it is. So no Odegaard. Not Odegaard is taking set pieces. It's Madueke if he's starting or if he plays. And on the other side, it's Zolos. So Madueke, come on. Make a second one. Make a second one. Come on, Arsenal. Madueke. Arsenal players are running into the box. Good ball in! But gets defended by City. Once again, Madueke. Good ball in. That's White. And this is could be a throw in. Yeah. No, it's a corner. Well done by White. Just trying to protect the ball. Also with his body and his hands. From, I think it was Doku. And here's another corner. So another great opportunity for Arsenal. But this time it's Odegaard with the set piece. Come on, Odegaard. Get a great ball in. Odegaard takes it. High ball. Arsenal players get blocked. I think Gabriel is shouting that he was fouled. Let's check what really happened here with Kuzanov and I think Gabriel. No, both players work with their hands. That's not a foul. I'm sorry, Gabriel, but that is not a foul. We gotta be fair here. Well done by the referee seeing that. Kuzanov has done well, but both players worked physically with their hands and their bodies, but both players tug each other, so there's nothing in it. This is now City playing out from the back with O'Reilly, with Donnarumma. Arsenal is pressing high and they want to try to chip the ball over us. Donnarumma tried it once or twice so far, so they've got actually a hard time coming out of the back because, of course, the Rodri is missing, and the Rodri is a player who can come back into the back line of 3 or 4 or 5, however they play, and can get the ball moving forward. But they don't have him today, so could get a little bit more difficult for Kovacic and for Anderson to get the ball out. Arsenal is pressing really high, trying to make it really, really tough for Manchester City to force early decisions for Manchester City, but this time it works. This is Kovacic, I think so. Yes. So City is in the half of Arsenal. This is Semenyo now. Semenyo against 2. This is no problem. Just check who's who. Also with the numbers, that I can call them out rightly. So great game so far for Arsenal. 15 minutes played. The goal came, if you have missed it, after 30 seconds or so. It was just attacking mode from the beginning from Arsenal, playing the ball straight into the half of City. Then one ball got blocked by Calafiori. Put the ball into Zollis, I think. Zollis crossed the ball then to Madueke, who headed the ball too wide, who played it to Mazzucchelli, who took the ball on nicely and then just put a great ball in on a silver plate for Calafiori to just head the ball into the back of the net, and he was just finishing sublime with his left foot in the left bottom corner. Donnarumma went the other way, and after 30 seconds, Arsenal were leading already. So and then in the last few minutes, Arsenal flashed a chance, but City has not got any chance so far up to this point I can imagine of. And this is now that they're probing, they're trying with Doka and Semenyo. But until this point, there was no space for them to work with, and Arsenal is really pressing high, so really, really making it tough for City to come out. But now they've got a chance. This is Anderson. The ball was terrible, and Doku cannot save it, and this is a goal kick for Arsenal. So they're really looking nervous. I think they're looking nervous right now. Yes, it's early, it's preseason. Maybe Doku hasn't played that much. He played for Belgium. The ball from Anderson, yeah, was just 1 yard maybe off of Haaland's head. Otherwise, this could have been a good chance for them. But he has to find his routine also with the new players, because he is just a brand new signing for them. He's maybe their key signing this offseason, and Bruno Guimaraes could be ours. And here he is, Bruno. Bruno, no, the ball was not good. Tried to play in Zollis for the back of the last defensive line, but couldn't manage it, unfortunately. But we will see which midfield dominates the other. So far, it looks that it's Manchester City's turn, but Arsenal is just also very comfortable, I think. And Arteta likes to play this way. If they're leading, sometimes also so that we fans, I think, are also sometimes not too happy with playing so deep if we're 1-0 up against good teams. But City is a very good side with the ball, and they can hurt you if you're opened up. So I think maybe this approach could work today. But Arsenal have to try to get forward as they tried now. But it was just not a good ball in, and this is now City again. So roughly 20 minutes played. Let me know what you think so far of this game. Are you surprised by the early goal? Are you surprised that so far City hasn't shown anything in 20 minutes? Yes, they have got much of the ball, but they haven't shown except one cross now from Anderson, who missed Haaland's head, with just a yard of space or so. But otherwise than that, for Raya, it has been a really nice afternoon so far, and I hope it stays that well. I hope his gloves stay white or stay clean. This is now a good ball in by, and as I mentioned it, this is the first shot by Manchester City, and another shot by Haaland. So there were great shots. No, this is Foden. So there had now a double chance. Semenyo in. This is Foden. Good shot. Great save by Raya. Then White loses the battle with O'Reilly. It's a good shot. Yeah, Raya could have done better. Maybe save the ball more to side instead of side-ish, and also in front. This is more dangerous. And White could have done better than against O'Reilly, but who's a very physical young player. Now they've got a chance from a corner. No, it's a goal kick actually. But this was a great sequence now for Manchester City, and we didn't look too great defending that. But O'Reilly, this is too easy. But also defensive with Guimaraes and White. This is now Havertz. Foul on Havertz from Kovacic. Unnecessary foul, I think, in the half of Arsenal. But we'll take it. Yeah, it just comes too late, but nothing in it from a yellow perspective or something like that, yellow card perspective. On 21 minutes played, the Arsenal are good in the game. City are finding its way with a chance, as we saw last chance was a chance for City, and Arsenal got us shown right now that we can attack them back, that we can also bring breathing space to our defense and to our midfield, because just running behind the ball, it is very tough on the body. This is a great ball now. This is Madueke on the right hand side, dribbles in. Great job by Doku, but he loses Doku. This is a great flick in. This is Guimaraes. Nearly good ball in. This is White. Arsenal has the ball still. Madueke. I think this is Masu Skelly. So Arsenal, good spell by Arsenal. Ball in, but this is not a good cross by Guimaraes, and Donnarumma has got it. So makes Sarberg Guimaraes. But this was a nice sequence. So Madueke with a back heel, and Guimaraes, the ball is just not well played at the end. And now this is a chance for City, so it goes very fast from side to side. This is Doku. And a great tackle by Gabriel. Come on, I'm fired up about this in these two. What a great tackle by Gabriel. Sliding tackling to defend against Doku, when there was just Haaland waiting in the middle just to head the ball into the back of the net. This was, I think, a goal-saving moment, because I think a Haaland would have scored from this situation just a few yards out in front of the goal and very central. So this is now a moment for Manchester City. With a corner, ball in, but a straight and a good save. Great save by Raya. One player is down. Foden gets a card. Yellow card for Foden. What's happening here? Had to be a foul. So what's happening here? Solis tries to get around. Yes, and Foden just pulls his jersey. This has to be a yellow card, and it is. So far, so good. I think the referee is doing a good job, and I'm hoping we don't speak about the referees later on in this game, in this match. But I think it's actually a decent game. Yes, there are many mistakes by both teams, but this was to be expected in such an early Community Shield affair into the season. But I think we've now seen a chance from City, um, and we now see also a little bit of fouls here and there. What a sliding tackle by Gabriel, and Gabriel against Talent. This is always a good duel. No, was Mosquera, I'm sorry. But these are always good duels between Gabriel and Haaland. Haaland got the better one in the World Cup with Norway. But now it's a game on for Arsenal and Manchester City. And I think there will be this cooling break also in the Community Shield in a few minutes, I think. And that would mean roughly the first half of the first half. That half of the first half, I would say so. That you call it that way. And on the break, this is now White. Odegaard. Arsenal trying to keep ball possession for this moment because otherwise City were very dominating with ball possession up to this point. And now Arsenal is trying to keep the ball in their side. This is Calafiori. Does not try to take too many risks. Mosquera. Odegaard. Good ball in. This is White. Now it's got a chance to hit. Madueke. Good ball in. Can Madueke reach it? Great sliding tackle by Guardiola on the other side. So the defenses are trying to stay ahead of the offenses, and so far so good. It stays that way. This is Odegaard. Chip? No, the chip doesn't work, but it was a good idea, I think, to play the ball into White, who could have then crossed it into the box. But the timing was off a little bit. The ball was played with too much power, but that can happen, of course. And I'm very, very interested because in the World Cup, we saw a better version of Odegaard, I think, than in the last, I think, 2 seasons for Arsenal. And I hope this continues because we need a strong Odegaard. We need a strong 10 role with Eze and so on. Bad ball in by City. This is a chance also for Zolis, but there's nobody ahead. But he makes the most of it. This is Odegaard, and they could have played it into Zolis yet again, but they're trying to go over the right-hand side with Madueke, who gets on O'Reilly, the young defender. This is White. So again, Arsenal in attack mode. Last 5 minutes or so are in favor of Arsenal. This is Odegaard. Good ball in. Good ball into the middle, and this is the second goal. Sorry, we're smashing my glasses, but this is the second one for Arsenal. Come on, get in. Yes, and it stands. Second goal for Arsenal. Come on. What a goal. Well, I just threw my glasses away. This surprised me. What a moment for Arsenal. 2 goals ahead of Manchester City in a Community Shield. Yes, it's not a big trophy, but we want to, of course, win it. This could be maybe a telling sign for the season. But let's don't I have to calm myself down. But this was a great ball, great chip in by Odegaard, and then Zolis heads it to Havertz, who heads it then onto the goal, and Donnarumma. Yeah, was just I don't know 3 to 4 to 5 yards away. Couldn't handle the ball. Looks a little bit uncomfortable with this try of a save. Yeah, doesn't look good, Donnarumma here. But I think it's hard to save the ball. Maybe it was a little bit of a mistake of Donnarumma, but the back line didn't show up at all. I think it was 2 defenders just not marking their man greatly, and Haaland is pissed. Haaland looks shocked. Wow. And there's no offside. Clean goals for Arsenal. 2 goals ahead. Havertz scores the second one for Arsenal after Calafiori brought them ahead. This is a terrible ball by City, and maybe Arsenal could score a third in front of the break, and then I think City would have been finished off here in this game. I think I've got to tighten my glasses more. Wow. No, I'm not a person who throws his glasses. But this just went into the moment. A perfect moment for Arsenal. Wow. I'm actually stunned here. I'm actually really surprised. Yes, I know preseason community shield, I know all that stuff. It's a kick about the preseason one, but it's a good start by Arsenal actually. First goal so early. Then City had the upper hand, dominating possession, and had one good chance from Foden. But otherwise than that, there was nothing in it for them. And on the other hand side, we just played good football the last 5, maybe 10 minutes, 8 minutes, and we struck again. And this is important because I think we're missing, maybe, I think we're missing a winger. And that brings me to the transfer market where we heard maybe we go for Kenan Yildiz for Juve. We heard we could go for Barcola, but so far nothing has happened. Nothing came out of it. Solis had a good preseason so far, but I think we will need another player because I would like to have a better player than even Solis, who looks decent so far, but we cannot judge him too much. And a better and an upgrade over Martinelli and also Trossard who left. So I think we gotta strengthen the left wing position, and I think we also gotta strengthen the striker position because I think maybe Havertz and Gyökeres are fine for the Premier League or good enough, but I think in the Champions League, in a final case like against PSG or a really good hand side, I think we need more. And also for the Premier League, City tries to progress the ball into Haaland, but he couldn't handle the ball. Bad touch by Haaland. Now it always works against Anderson, fouls him, slight foul, as City tries to come one back and to get a first goal in this game, to not get completely overmatched by Arsenal's scoring line or by the score right now, because one goal and they're basically finished. I think they would be finished. So Arsenal got to be careful now. This is Semenyo tries to cross it, and now the ball is out, and this has to be a corner kick for Manchester City. And otherwise than that, I think we got to strengthen the striker position, as I mentioned, and I also think we got to strengthen and we got to add a centre back into our rotation. We heard Konsa from Aston Villa, we had Kwanzaa, and now there's the corner kick for City. Ball comes in, but there is a foul. Referee is talking to 2 players, but shoving between Diaz and Captain Odegaard. Odegaard says there was nothing, but maybe there was something. And we got to figure out Kwanzaa from Leverkusen, who played in the Premier League before for Liverpool. We'll be very curious what we do there, if we do something there. But I think we got to strengthen at least the 2 or 3 positions. And if you ask me, I think we have enough defensive rotation to strengthen it. Also with a Hincapié, a Calafiori so on. This is a ball in by City. Good cross. Nobody's marking their man. I think it was Guardiola. Nobody's marking him. This is Foden now trying to cross for City, but the cross is too far. And well done by Mosquera. I think he blocked Haaland away. Yeah, Foden says more press, should have run further to this ball. Or was it Haaland? No, it was Diaz. No, well done by Arsenal so far. Also, City is trying, but Arsenal is just blocking their opportunities so far. Well done by Arsenal. Good job. And just being excellent in case of finishing, because this was not always our strongest suit. Finishing was has been critical in this game, and we just finished our chances better. And I'm just curious about the statistics right now. How many chances do we actually have on the goal? Because I think, yeah, 2-1 shots on goal, and Arsenal scored 2 goals, City scored nil. This is a great sign for Arsenal in this game, and we have had, let me check. Yeah, just 32% ball possession for Arsenal. Or no, 42, I'm sorry. They're blending in, but we have had 12 touches in the opposition box, and they're just 4. So this is a great sign also for Arsenal. And we have had 2 big chances they have had in this rating of FODMOB. They had 0. They had the shot from Foden. They had the ball in by Anderson, but otherwise than that, it looked good from Arsenal's side defending City's attack so far. And also, and I think the more and more this game progresses, they try to attack from the right hand side, and I haven't seen Doku as much. Now I'm seeing it. It's the second time I mentioned something and then it happens. But Haaland, this is a poor shot by Haaland. So it shows that the ball is not bouncing City's way, or that they're just not focused enough. That maybe it's not their day today. We hope so. But I think Gabriel should have watched his man a little bit more than just the ball. And so Haaland came to this ball from Doku. But beforehand, I shouted out that we haven't even conceded the shot, and then they had the shot with Foden. So maybe I keep my mouth shut in case of their chances. This was an opportunistic ball by Raya, and we nearly lost the ball here, but we're a little bit fortunate right now that we didn't lose the ball, I don't know, in front of the box, slightly in front of the box, and this would have been a great chance for City to come one back. But we got to show that we can keep this lead with 2 goals at least, or just score another one, and then I think this game would be wrapped up. I hope so, but we cannot concede. We cannot concede in front of the break. This is a ball lead, great ball in over the top. This is Madueke. Seems to be no offside. Madueke shoots straight at the goalkeeper, straight at Donnarumma. Could and should have done better, but was this an offside? It looks like it. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. There's one or 2 yards ahead of Guardiola. But the finish, the end product of Madueke, he can dribble fine. He's fast, but the end product hasn't shown so far for Arsenal yet. And I was skeptical when we signed him from Chelsea. I'm hopeful that it may become better, but I'm not. I'm not setting my eggs into that basket, into the Madueke basket. Saka will overtake this role, of course, on the right hand side. And I think in the future this could also be another transfer possibility to get another right-sided right winger. Okay, this was a challenge. Calafiori flops. The referee says no foul from I'm sorry. No, yeah, he actually flops. That's a yellow card. That's poor by Calafiori. Went on the left-hand side yet again to Zolis. Played the ball into Calafiori. Kuzanov not trying to, or was careful not to try to play the man in Calafiori, and he just tries to attempt here, simulating a foul. And I think this is, you got to get it out of his head. We don't want to see anything like that, especially not in the Premier League, where it's a really, really physical game. We want to have a fair game, and this has nothing to do with football. I think this was terrible by our goal scorer. Otherwise than that, he had a great game so far, but this was just silly, and he got booked for it. That's absolutely fair. So this is O'Reilly on the left-hand side. Let me know what you think so far. Arsenal 2 goals ahead. We will score a third. Let me know in the chat. Or let me know who scores next, because I think we're not finished here. From the score, I think we will see more goals. Maybe City will get on the score sheet. Maybe Arsenal score a third, which would be absolutely amazing. This is now a cross for City. Nobody's marking. Wow. Well, I'm sorry, I was just stunned. Nobody's marking Doku. Doku can just play the ball inside to Holland. He has a shot. Raya makes the save, and then nobody's able to clear the ball straight away. This is now a great chance. This is a good block. Good block by White, and he is angry because nobody's in defense here, or nobody's focused enough. Wow. Good ball. This is Semenyo by. Yeah, there was a great ball in from Semenyo to Doku, and he just gets blocked by the outstretched leg, high leg or knee from White. Greatly done. And Raya saves today. I don't know. Yes, he seemed surprised from the shot, but he has to make better saves to the side, not in front of him, because in front of him is always danger. Always danger to head the ball, to not clear the ball good, or to the side. It has to be the side and wide, and not in front of you. I'm not a goalkeeper. I know it's hard, but this time a wide shot by Kovacic, but no problem at all for Raya. And in the last 2 to 3 minutes, City's trying to score, to get on the score sheet, to get a good momentum into the half, but Arsenal and Raya just denied these opportunities. Fortunately, we had a little bit also of luck with the bouncing of the ball sometime. So now this is Bosquera. We try to play out from the back. City is pressing high. They wanna urge now to get forward, but this is a great ball in. Great ball in. Odegaard to Madueke on the right hand side. Odegaard is got free. And Madueke shoots, but straight at the goalkeeper. It was a good shot, good powerful shot, but straight on the goalkeeper, so no challenge for Donnarumma. He tries to set up O'Reilly with a fast attack, but Madueke comes back and denies that. This is actually not advertising this game, but this is a beautiful match right now. Really, really, yeah. It's. I think it's an advertisement for the Community Shield actually, because I haven't thought of such a good game in the Community Shield for a while. Yes, I know from also perspective 2-0 it's great, but from a tempo wise, from the tempo, from the chances both teams got, and yeah, just from the pace, it's also a decent pace in this game. So I think this is a great showing for both teams. I think so. We can look forward to the duels then in the Premier League. So Arsenal tries to get forward yet again, but nobody's in the middle. This is Madueke, plays on White. I think this is not an offside. This is a great ball in, and this is Calafiori nearly scoring his second one. He is all over the field, all over the pitch. Wow. If you ask me, O'Reilly tried to play here the offside, but it didn't work out, and it was a good ball in by White. And Calafiori finished sublime with his first goal, and this time just didn't hit the ball cleanly, but it was a tough finish, of course. And this is again Calafiori. No, this is Tolles trying to get the ball, but the ball is out of the touchline. This is a goal kick for Donnarumma. Just 2 minutes ahead of the 45th minute. This is great so far. What we have seen so far. Let me know your thoughts of the first half. Please let me know what you think if you're live. This is a fantastic game so far. I think this is advertisement for football and for the Premier League for the upcoming season, because I think this will be the two main figures in the title race. Defending champion Arsenal and challenger in Manchester City. I think this will make out a great season. Well saved by Raya, who plucks the ball away after the cross. And I'm curious how many minutes will be tacked on in this first half. Goal kick from Raya. He takes his time. Of course, Arsenal doesn't want to concede a goal in front of the break. So there's the ball back. Arsenal tries the third time. This is Odegaard nearly gets the ball through, but there was a lag between his idea and the striker. Well defended, or badly attacked by Doku, but well defended by White, who I think looks decent this game. This is Odegaard. Odegaard to Havertz. This is Solis. This is Havertz. This is way too easy. And Donnarumma plays the ball away. This is Odegaard. Can he score? No. Wow. Clearing off the line nearly for City. So they've got a hard time defending Arsenal. A really hard time defending Arsenal. And this is not even the starting attacking three. I think they've got their starting attacking three, and we're doing a decent enough job against them. A little bit of luck, of course, also including that. But otherwise than that, if we would have got Saka on the right hand side, I think we would have threatened the third goal in this first half. Because I think Madueke is a decent player, but he's just not. He's not good finishing wise. This is the first half, just 1 minute tacked on. This is the break. In an eventful first half in the Community Shield, Arsenal leads with 2 goals ahead of Manchester City. First, we saw the surprising goal in the first minute after 30 to 40 seconds, where Masu Skelly played a beautiful ball right into Calafiori, who just went ahead of his man and just finished sublimely. Then City had a great chance to equalize with Foden, I think it was. And then in the second half, I think it was the 30th, 35th minute or so, no, 28th minute or so, Arsenal came with the second goal. I will look up when it was, but Arsenal just took us ahead. It was Havertz after a good ball in by Madueke from the right hand side. Solis headed it into the middle, and Havertz scored. So it's an impressive start for Arsenal in the first half of the Community Shield. Let's see what we will, or we're gonna be thrilled what we can see in the second half, because it's a great game so far. And City have tried. City have probed, and City had their chances, and we had a little bit of luck after we were 1-0 up, because Raya had a hard time of saving balls to the side. He just also maybe has got to find his feet after a long and hard season for him, a really long season, with winning also the World Cup with Spain. He had the most games, I think, of any player, maybe, or with Marino and Supermany, but he is a goalkeeper, so he has to play nearly every game except we played Kepa in the cup, in the trophy tournaments, which I don't like. But Arteta tries to give his second goalkeepers their time. But otherwise than that, I think we were a little bit lucky after the 1-0. But I think it's a after going 1-0 up front. But I think so far so good. Arsenal is leading fairly convincing with 2 goals ahead. Maybe it's 1 goal too much, but Arsenal was crisp with finishing. We were deadly with finishing, actually, because Arsenal, let's go into the statistics, had 6 shots in total, 4 shots on goal, make 2 of them. So it's a 50% output. City had 5 shots on goal, 5 shots in total. I'm sorry, one less than Arsenal. 3 shots on goal, but they couldn't manage to get a goal. A little bit unfortunate, but we managed to save the ball with Raya or keep the ball out with our defense. 19-11 touches in the opposition box. So City was getting a little bit stronger, but Arsenal at the end of the second half also came back. And this is 2-1 big chances for Arsenal. We scored for both of the big chances, and they didn't. So this is just a clinical game from Arsenal from finishing side so far, and we're one expected goal to just 0.33, 0.33 for Manchester City. So they didn't work out well enough chances to score, and we at least did once very well. And I think this was the goal chance of Calafiori. It has to be. And I think Donnarumma maybe was a little bit also at mistake, at fault. It's not saving the second one because it looked a little bit awkward. Yes, it was. I know the space was short from the header from Howard as he scored the second one, but he didn't manage to save the ball. It looked a little bit awkward. Touched his arm, his shoulder, his head. No, normally goalkeepers don't look like that, but I think his defense let him down twice, and Arsenal struck twice. So I think this is great sign for Arsenal in front of the season, because I think the preseason games so far against Girona, against Betis Sevilla, and against Dortmund weren't really good. There were fine, decent moments. Girona's not that good of a side. We won with goals to one. I think this was almost impressive showing, but the opponent wasn't that strong. Then Betis Sevilla, a better opponent, I think fifth or sixth last season in the in the La Liga. I'm sorry, how it's called now, the Spanish league, and they showed us we had two terrible mistakes. Kepa had a howler. I think Havertz had a really sloppy ball right in front of our own box, and they just had at home 2 goals easily, won by 3-1. And Arsenal had chances at the beginning, but we were not just on Chris with Gyökeres, with Dallas. And in the Dortmund game, we just conceded 2 goals, and we just didn't manage to get a lead in these games. And against Como, we managed to get one up front, and then we conceded the silly goal right after halftime. Yeah, and the second part of the second half, it was just a little bit flat from the whole team. I think Guimaraes was active, was lively, looked fine, but otherwise than that, I think nobody really showed something. I think Salmon was good, the young man, but this game, compared to the others, yes, I know it's a stronger 11, of course. It's a stronger opponent. The stage is a little bit bigger. It's at least a trophy and not a silly preseason trophy. It's a Community Shield trophy. It's an actual trophy in England, and I think this is or in Great Britain, and I think this is a great sign for Arsenal that they started so well, and of course, it gave them the strength to play a good game. Defensively, it was decent, was fine, it was not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But the second goal, I think, would help us now to get over the line, and I think we will make it. And I said just a 1-0 win for Arsenal. I thought it would be tighter, and I just thought it would be a 0-0 game, and we would get in Gyökeres, and he would score. Maybe we'll see him with the scoreline 2-0. I'm not sure. Maybe at the end of the game, because we don't need to score a third goal. I think we should score a third goal, but I think Arteta is more a structured coach who likes to have the zero at or to try to keep the opponent out of their own goal. To not concede any goals is more important for him to win this 3-4 to 5-0 or something like that, which would be crazy. But yeah, it's possible to score a third of obviously. with the scoring line. And I think just City was a little bit off from the beginning, and Haaland couldn't keep his footing once or twice, couldn't get the ball into control, and I think we were just a little bit sharper, and we were really, 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 I'm sorry, clinical in front of goal. That's, I think, the difference just in between these two sides. Let me know what you want to see in the second half. What's your scoring prediction if you're live? Just tell me. Um, I react to it if I see it come up in the chat. And yes, so far so good. Arsenal is leading 2-0. I want to get a little bit into your thoughts also. My thoughts around the transfer window is we have to do something else. We have to get a left winger, a striker, as I mentioned, and maybe a centre back as well, because we're a little bit thin after Saliba's injury. My priority would be left hand side. I would go for Barcola actually instead of Yildiz, because I think he's the better player, if you ask me. But Yildiz would be also be fine. I think we need more options there because Martinelli is just hasn't shown it since 3 years or so that he's good enough for Arsenal for a Premier League side who wants to finish first, who wants to be champions, and who are now the defending Premier League title holders. We gotta do more here, and I think we need another striker because it seems like in big games Arteta trusts Havertz, so I don't think he's the biggest fan of Gyökeres, if you ask me personally. And I think Gyökeres is a good goal scorer. He's very powerful with striking. He has a very good penalty shot, but he's just, I think, technically not what they wanted. I think Arteta wanted Seshko, or there are rumors that he wanted Seshko, and Berto wanted Gyökeres, and now we've got the conundrum a little bit of having Gyökeres after we bought him for decent money, not that crazy sums that we see right now. But I'm very interested if we will strengthen that position. And I think we should strengthen the striker position and the left wing position and think about maybe a Kwanzaa. Could be a fairly cheap deal, around 35, 40 million pounds or euros or something like that. Or a Konsa would have been more about 70 million pounds or 80. So I think maybe look at a Kwanzaa, maybe get another option here with Mosquera also as an option to strengthen the backline, because injuries can come at any time. And I think we need to be more stout here, more we need a bigger squad here, because we lost on the offensive hand side. We lost Saliba in the center back position, and now we've also lost Trossard to transfer to Galatasaray. I don't think it was a very, very good transfer. I think the sum was not that high, which we gained. I think we're not a very good selling club, if you ask me. And it always takes eons of years until we get a deal done for other players. It takes us really, really long because Arsenal wants to, or Berta wants to, or has tough negotiations with teams, and he doesn't want to pay any more pounds, which is fine. But sometimes it takes too long, I think, to get deals done. The Guimaraes deal took a long, long, long time, and the player wanted to go. Now we've got him. Haven't seen too much of him in the first half, but I think he will settle down. Um, and I think we gotta get a left winger. And if we could get a left winger like Barcola in front of Liverpool, that would be great. I think they will need time with Iriola, but they are trying to sign a left winger, maybe a right winger, and to strengthen, get back into the race, because they were the previous champions before us. So it will be interesting, but this could be an opportunity to not get just a good player and a white player, which we need on the side of Ozolis, and to just stretch the field and don't compromise it more than necessary, because I think just Martinelli is over it. Galatasaray is interested in him, so maybe this will be an opportunity. And we've heard also a crazy rumor that Osimhen that Arsenal is maybe interested in Osimhen. This would be, of course, a great signing. I don't know if he fits into our playing style. I haven't watched the Super League, how it's called, I think, in Turkey. But I heard that the taxes are low in Turkey. It's just 20% or so, and that he would have to get, I don't know, 500,000 pounds or more, 560,000 pounds a week, so that he could get the equal which he gets right now at Galatasaray. So I think this deal will not happen, if you ask me. Maybe just if Osimhen wants to come to Arsenal, wants to play in a better league than the Super League. Of course, this would be an upgrade also over the Serie A, where he played with Napoli. But just let me know, what are your thoughts, if you're live, about this transfer carousel right now? Are you happy with it? Yes or no? And who do you want to sign? What are your targets? Or which position do you want to strengthen? What do we need? I'll just head for a sip of water, refill, and be right back. And I think the second half will start also in a few moments. Be right back. So I'm back. Just just right in time for the second half. That was timed well. Kickoff for Manchester City. Donnarumma has got the ball. Will try to head the ball forward, which he does. Arsenal are blocking very, very well at the back end. This is a chance now. This has to be a yellow card, right, for Guardiola? Fouling Havertz. This would have been a great and sublime opportunity for Arsenal. A great, great, great opportunity. I think we would have got two players against one or so. But this was an offside or what? Another foul. I'm a little bit surprised here. Jack Grealish came in for Jeremy Doku on Manchester City side, so I said maybe he would be a super sub, but I'm actually a little bit surprised. We haven't seen too much of Doku, but I think he's the faster player than Grealish. It could keep the ball better, but maybe he is. No, he has an ice pack on his foot or on his leg, so it looks like he's injured. Okay, then I could understand it more. Yeah, because they also are, I think, in negotiations. I'm sorry, with Tottenham, for Savinho. So maybe they've got to do something with their winger positions. I think they're not too strong there, or at least on the bench. I would like it that way, of course, obviously, but um, that's a tough blow, I think, for City. Immerse tries a nutmeg. Think so, yes. Is this Rice? Yes, Rice also came on as a scene. And this is Solis now, left-hand side. Solis, good ball in. This is a great, great, great job by Odegaard. This is free for Arsenal. Wow! He just stopped and left Donnarumma in the dust. 3 goals ahead for Arsenal. Come on, get in! Wow! Wow, 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 wow. This should be it. Coffin nails. This should be it. Wow. Haaland is shocked. Hands on the hips. Come on, you Gunners. Come on. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What happened here? Great ball from Masoskelly to Dollis. He's a good assisting player. And what a touch by Odegaard. In front of Guardiola Diaz. It was Guardiola. Wow. And then just fakes out Donnarumma and just ice cold in the scot-free empty goal. Yes! And he shows his tongue. And he can show it. Come on. 3 goals in Maresca. The headaches grow for him. If that would be the Premier League season, of course it would be way bigger. It's just a community shit, but I'm just surprised how well Arsenal is playing in front of goal. If they have the chance, they are just killers today. Wow. And there Odegaard short, I think the whole technical repertoire he has got. Just stop, let the goalkeeper make a move, and then just bury the ball into the back of the net. I think now we've got to be concentrated so that we don't concede. Don't concede the next I don't know 20 to 15 minutes, and I think this will be wrapped up. I don't think they're coming back after 3 goals down. And the fans are shocked. City's fans are shocked. Arsenal fans are celebrating in Cardiff, and they should. Wow. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think if you're live. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So perfect start for in the game. You can not have a better start. After 1 minute, Arsenal was 1-0 ahead. Then 28 minutes, half in the half of the first half, if you want to say so. The second goal, we're a bit lucky and to not concede at least 1 goal. And now, second half begins, and a fantastic attack from Arsenal. Maestro Skeletozzolis, and he, I think, is a very, very decisive player. I think he looks decisive if he's got the ball, what he wants to do with it, and he's not. And he does it with pace, I think. And they ran with pace onto the last defensive line. This is an offside by Semenyo. And he just ran with pace at the back line and just put a very, very good fast ball into the middle. And Odegaard just was faster to the ball than Guardiola, who just who he just left in the dust, and after that he dusted Donnarumma with just a hesitation move, which was ice cold, really ice cold from him. Wow. And we're 3 up. This is amazing. 50 minutes played. Yeah, just Community Shield, I know. But these are rivals. Our City are rivals for us at least. Maybe we weren't for them because they just won nearly every trophy. We don't know what will happen around the 150 maybe charges or they're facing at least. But I think money can buy you free. Chelsea also had not to have sanctions against them. What they did the previous years, and we fight it against them, and we beat them last season. And I think now Pep's gone. If we could strengthen, I think the cities are the cities are. I'm sorry, the league is ours. I think that also if we don't strengthen, but I'm just confident after last season. But an amazing start now. City tries to at least get one back and to just get the hope back that they can do it actually. This is Grealish, Kovacic. But now Arsenal is set in the deep block and they just try and wait for moments like these. Great ball in by Odegaard. This is Havertz. This has to be a yellow card. This is a technical foul from Guardiola. This is a yellow card. He shouldn't moan there. Get off. Clear foul. Doesn't play the ball. And we've got the ball back and we've got the momentum. 3 goals ahead. And when could we when was the last time we were 3 ahead against Manchester City? I can hardly remember. I don't know if you know, if you can remember, please let me know. So Haaland comes off, Marmoush comes in. So they are, I think they are hissing the white flag because if Haaland's not there, they've got no chance. Omar Marmoush didn't show up for them in the last few years. He never panned out. And Gay comes in to stabilize the back line. So I think they are, and Josko Guardiola has the yellow card. I think they're just changes that show us that this game doesn't mean too much, of course, and that they have, just resigned. Resigned. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. They're just hissed the white flag. Yeah, this game is over for them. Haaland's out. That's a clear sign. Haaland's out. Doku came out with an injury. They're finished. They're absolutely finished. And it's absolutely smelling, it's absolutely tasting good for us so far. Just amazing, amazing stuff. Really, really, really amazing. Wow, 54th minute, and we're 3 goals up. This is, I'm sorry, but I'm a little bit in shock, in positive shock. Of course, this is Grealish. It's good on the ball against 4 defenders. Just one too many. This is Odegaard, who has now, of course, the confidence after his goal to show more. Yeah, this was a tough challenge, I think, on Anderson from Skelly, but he plays the ball first, but also gets his foot later on. Could actually have been a yellow card. Now City tries again with Grealish, but we gotta stay solid in the block. No danger at all from Anderson. I think Anderson just is looking. Hadn't had many minutes, I think, for after the World Cup, but for the long season for him as well. Yeah, and I think this could have been checked for a possible yellow, maybe more. I don't know. I don't think there was any intention by Messerskiller to play the man. It was just an intention to play the ball, but sometimes you're unlucky. and it can happen that you yeah, also play the enemy or the opponent. This is Maestro Skelly, great turn. This is Calafiori, one of our best players so far, I think, in this game. I think it's always looked lively. The left hand side was way better than the right hand side up to this moment. I'm just checking the lineup because Rice came in for Bruno Guimaraes. Yes, I didn't think Bruno had a good game actually, um, but it was not a bad game, but it wasn't a good game either. It was sub. It was not the best. But it's of course his first start for Arsenal, so we gotta give him time. We gotta also give Gyökeres time in his second season. I think because he was harshly criticized, sometimes rightly, sometimes not. But the left hand side has been, I think, the way more active side for Arsenal. So City tries again. This is Marmouche. Now they've got a little bit of space. Arsenal just gotta be careful that they don't fall too way back into the defensive line, that they don't get too defensively, because this is always an opportunity. In football, we've seen crazy games like AC Milan, Liverpool, free penalties. Everything can happen in a game of football. But I think City without Haaland is a clear statement that that the coach doesn't think they can do it. I don't think he would sub Haaland. Otherwise, yes, it was a long season for him, World Cup, as for so many players, as I mentioned before. But if you sub your best player, what does it mean? You don't think you can do it. The only case I could think about it is if he would be injured, or it would be the 75th minute, would be still 3-0 down. Yeah, of course, you can sub, because I think then the possibility of coming back is really, really tough. But now 58 minutes, nearly 60 minutes played. Arsenal free up. And we just, just positively surprised by our finishing today. Solis looked active. Odegaard had a very good game also with his goal now. And he looked good before. Just pressing, just winning balls back, duels. And City has just got a hard time. Just getting a goal here. And in the second half, they haven't had a good chance. And this is not a bad ball. This is Guardiola. He says an Arsenal player was there at the end. But they are not looking happy. Of course, 3-0 down. They're not used to being 3-0 down, of course. The last few years we aren't either, but we will see another player. Is this Jerky and Savinho, I think? Jerky for sure. Comes in for Foden. I expected Jerky to start, actually. And Anderson comes out for Rico Lewis. Okay. Okay. Jerky, maybe a positive sign for City, but they would have needed a Holland. And Calafiori gets his ovation after a great game, scoring once, nearly twice. And Hincapi comes in for him, the defensive version. I said if we would go up with scoring line, then Hincapi was a strong possibility to come in for Calafiori or White. And Bukayo Saka is back with um, with a new showing up top with the cornrows. I think you call them. And he comes in for Madueke. I think Madueke was just not good. Yeah, maybe get some minutes in for Saka as well before the start against Coventry. It's a little bit surprising. I thought maybe we'd get in Max Dowman, maybe another chance for him to show himself. But Saka needs some minutes because he hasn't had any minutes, or nearly any minutes, I think, in the first 3 to 4 preseason games. The four I were, yeah. 60th minute. So let me know what you think so far. Game-wise, 3-0 up. Can anything happen? Let me know who scores next. Do we get goals? Any more goals for Arsenal? Maybe 4, maybe 5. Now I'm getting greedy. And we'll just check the stats real quick. 60-40 split, 60% ball possession for City, but that's not something to wonder about because they are 3-0 down. Yeah, 5 shots for us on target, 3 goals. This is amazing. Over 50% if you take that into account. We had 3 big chances. We scored 3 times. This is a dream come true, actually. I hope this would have been a bigger stage, an FA Cup final or something like that, or maybe deciding league match against City at the tail end of the season would take always better. But it's a great feeling. You gotta say, it's just a Community Shield, but if we win that 3-0, it's a great sign for the season. This is a good ball in to Saka, who wins the ball. Great job by Saka, has got the chance. It just hits the outside of the net. Yes, he wants always also to show something, of course. Rice. Well done by Odegaard against Rico Lewis. Dennis ball in. Far ball then to Saka. And he will show something. And if City gets tired, this could mean goals for Arsenal, because they will try and probe to get one back, because 3-0 downs flat out embarrassing for a final. Although it's a small final, I know, but you got to show something. This is Omar Mamouche against Mosquera. Yeah, but the final ball is not working. And I'm not wondering because, oh, this is a great ball in by Raya. Okay, Havertz wins the ball. Luis Diaz, I think, recovers. Actually, well done by him. Fair play to him. Yes, so 63 minutes, 3 goals up. It's just, what more could you ask for? Yes, more goals, of course, but for a start, for maybe just a preseason kickabout in a trophy of the Community Shield, this would be, of course, amazing, and maybe we can score 1 or 2 more goals and make this even look more crazy at the end. This is Nodales. Tries to attack but loses the ball. This is Rico Lewis, but Arsenal recovers. This is a throw in for, yeah, I think Arsenal. So well done. Defensively as well. I think defensively in the second half, we had nothing to worry about. We scored the 3rd goal, and right now, Arsenal is saying, okay, come at us. City can't do it right now. And we look more dangerous in front of their goal, I think, than they are at us. So I think we're near the 4th goal than they are their first at the moment right now. Another throw in for Arsenal. But I didn't imagine that. I didn't imagine a high scoring line. I thought, I said it before the game, prediction 1-0, goal scorer Gyökeres. I think the goal scorer maybe can come up later. And with this score line, yes, I think it's fairly possible that he comes in for Havertz. I think so, or another striker maybe. But I've never thought of a game decided early in the second half, and the talent would kind of come off in the second half early. That's a really surprising thing, I think, because Omar Mamouche hasn't shown anything for City, to be honest, and also Rico Lewis is no starting option for them. So this is just they're trying to get by. It's just the Community Shield, so it doesn't matter anything by September or October. But it's a fine start for Arsenal, and we will take it, of course. And why not show more? Solis, who always tries, and had a great ball in to Odegaard, who then just left Guardian in the dust because he was faster, and then just made Donnarumma look silly, actually, with this stop. He moved like a goalkeeper moves on a penalty, and then just buried the ball for the 3-0. This is now a terrible ball by Mosquera. Chance for City, but Arsenal recover with Rice, of course. Rice, baby. Who else? A mortar. I'm actually a little bit surprised that we see him today, but also surprised that Saka comes in. But Saka came in, but it's understandable. We've got a league game next week on Friday, first game against Coventry, and they've got to get some minutes into their bodies because the Premier League season will be tough. And if you're a little bit more prepared for these games, then of course it is a better sign for the players, for the body to get acclimatized to this long season, to get a little bit warmed up before the season. And I thought actually we would start with Hincapié, but in hindsight, I'm so happy that we started with Calafiore because he was an engine today with his goal. He had a silly simulating mistake, simulating a foul in the box, a simulated penalty. But otherwise than that, he nearly scored a second one. He was active, he was lively, especially in the first half, and I think he fully deserves his ovation and coming out. And now, also, he didn't want to come off, of course, but Hincapié is now the defensive, more solid option, and I think this was well played by Arteta. So match playing worked fine for him. I think starting with 11 showed up, except maybe Madueke on the right hand side. He tried, but he's always trying. But the end product, most of the time, is unfortunately not here. Just hasn't panned out so far. But it's his second season. I will give him a little bit of rope as well as other players who maybe didn't shine in their first season. This is Solis now. Wins the foul against Semenyo. Or does he? Yes. Just let Semenyo know it was a foul, dude. So it's almost 70 minutes played. Odegaard. Yeah, this could be relaxing 20 last minutes for us until Arsenal would receive the the Community Shield. Of course, we would take the Premier League right now, but um, let's see the season played out, playing out in front of us. This is Odegaard, but we will receive the Community Shield after this game. As it looks right now, I will not break a sweat because of this game, just because of the heat that's in here in this room and outside. It's pretty hot here. This is a chance. Offside. Looked a bit stupid. Looked silly. What's happening here? The offside was beforehand. Was it Solis playing the ball in? Tommaso Skelly. No, it wasn't Solis. It was another player. But 70th minute so far. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see us doing in in the transfer market, as I mentioned before, what do you want to see? Left winger, striker, both, also center back. What shall we do? I think we need another striker and a striking option, and I think we need a left winger. I think we can get by without another center back. It would be fine if we get a Kwanzaa, for example, from Leverkusen, a young player. But I think we need another left winger. We should be opportunistic. We went for Winnie Junior, Vinicius Junior, but I think he just used us for leverage to get a better contract at Real Madrid, which he did in the end. And I think we have to be ambitious and to go for a Barcola or um, who else is in discussion. Kenan Yildiz from Juventus Turin. We have to get these players. On my list, I would have Barcola. This is now a chance for Arsenal. 2 against 1. Great ball. Oh, this was a terrible ball, but it's all this. Otherwise, oof. Donnarumma just saves it in front of Saka. Lucky here that Arsenal weren't playing the situation out well. That this was a great opportunity, and if Tolles hits a better ball, Saka does the rest, and this is a 4th goal. But okay, it's 3-0. So we can rest easy after that situation, but it's a little bit annoying, frustrating, but yeah, come on, it's 3-0 and we gotta chill. And otherwise, transferring wise, I think we need another striking option. Osimhen is maybe in discussion. I think he will be demand too high of wages for our structure. But because I think it would be more expensive even than a Vinny Junior in case of wages to get more than he's now getting at Galatasaray, because the wage scale is the tax scale is very low. Or taxes are low at in the Super League or in Turkey, just 20% or so. Would be nice to have, right? This is a shot now for City. Wide range shot. Semenyo has got the ball. I don't know who shoot it. But Raya did fine, saved the ball to the side. And I think this is maybe the only option they've got, because they cannot get into our box, it seems, in the second half. They have not the weapons to get into our final third, maybe with a jerky, but he hasn't shown up. And we see that we will get changes in. Gyökeres and Subimendi are standing on the touchline. So Subimendi will come in for Master Skeller, I think, and Gyökeres for Havertz. Talked before, maybe my prediction of a goal scorer, at least Gyökeres, maybe will come true. It would be a great sign in front of the Coventry game, which I'm looking very forward. Of course, we'll be live here at the SevGunner. And if you like and what you see or enjoy this, please rate this channel with a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hype it. We're building here a community, and I would like to have your thoughts known also in the chat. So let me know what you think so far if you're live. And I come to you in a bit. After the match, we'll talk about the man of the match, of course, and just a few thoughts of this game. But right now we've got 15 minutes to go, and now we will see the changes. Here we see the Tolles header to Havertz. Yeah, where the ball just hit Donnarumma low on his arm and he couldn't get the ball out. But this was Havertz's moment. So Havertz comes out, the goal scorer for a second goal. Had a good game or decent game. In comes Gyökeres for him. And Subimendi is on. Another Spaniard who won the World Cup, as well as Marino and Raya. And he is in, yes, as I thought, for Master Skelly. Yes, no big surprise, because Rice was already in. Otherwise, I would have said Subimendi for Rice if he would have started. City tries again. They try and try. They don't want to get down with 3 goals. want to come back, but Arsenal is just blocking, standing tall in the back line, and so there's just no place to get behind Arsenal in the box. So we're trying to play out from the back. Rice, Nketiah. So this is back with Rice. Held the ball well. Chance for Tollis. Good touch. But Gyökeres couldn't handle the ball too well so that the counter-attack would progress. But is this a worrying sign for City? Is this nothing? Nothing. I don't know. Is this just a game off for them? They gotta take it as that because it's just the Community Shield. It doesn't mean much in the context, but it can, of course, or it is a bad start for the season, maybe for Maresca, the new head coach. I think what's very, very positive or good for us is that we've got a coach now in Arteta who is now a winning coach finally after 6 to 7 seasons where we didn't know if he's the right man or not. I thought always we should keep him because I think he just stabilized us. The football is not always the best, not the most flashiest, but for right now with also the title win, of course he's the right one. And now he's got the experience. Maresca had his chance at Chelsea. Okay, Iriola came from Bournemouth, but new coach in new settings. Maresca as well. He knows City, of course. He was the coach, second coach of City under Pep Guardiola a few years back. So he got the Chelsea deal, and Manchester United has got Carrick. I think they're also. I think their fans not happy with transfers and so on. So they're a little bit trying to save money. I hope we spend money because we weren't really spry with money or didn't spend much money. You don't have to spend that much money, but you have to get better players, and the market is what it is, and it's not our money. So I'm hoping we get better players, and I think just Manchester United. I don't know what Carrick is as a coach, but I think they're not there squad wise. And Chelsea with Xabi Alonso, he showed himself up at Leverkusen with winning the German Bundesliga and also showing up in the Europa League final. But I think, and then also I think winning a trophy, a domestic cup. But I think it will take time also at Chelsea to develop his playing style and also the squad depth and so on. So I think we're just with City the favorites, and I think we're the favorites because we have got the coach, the system, and we didn't lose any major players except Trossard. I think this loss we could feel this season because he scored important goals in important moments. I'm sorry, this is Tollis. Saka tries to defend the ball, and he does. Good ball in, Odegaard. To Rice, to Nketiah on the left-hand side. Ball in, great ball in! And nearly the fourth goal for Saka. Great ball in by Nketiah, who isn't known for his offensive prowess. Wow. Saka could have done better here. Slightly under hit the ball. So it's skied. But I think this was the best chance in the second half, and it went except the goal, of course, for Arsenal. But it was the best chance in the second half. Otherwise than that, and that speaks volumes. Also for the Manchester City side, who's just not on it today. They're just not switched on. They had their chance. We were a bit lucky after we went 1-0 up. But otherwise than that, of course, there's no Haaland left, but that was their choice for Maresca, who just, I think, said, okay, this is enough for him. 3-0 down. Don't risk anything. Chance now for City and a great save. Good shot by Semenyo and a great save by Raya. Nutmegs Gabriel here with his shot. So 81st minute. So as soon as I said biggest chance, maybe this is another chance for them. They've got two chances and Raya had to make two saves. But Saka's scoring chance was more looked more like scoring, because it was a central opportunity for him to strike the ball, and it just the timing was not there, but it was a great ball in by Hincapié. So great sign that also Hincapié showed something offensively. After Calafiori had a very, very good game for us. Yeah, so we're nearing the end. After the game, there will be trophy ceremony, of course, but I just will let you know my thoughts of this game. Man of the match. Who's your man of the match? Let me know in the chat, please, if you're live. So 82nd minute. Rise to Odegaard. Odegaard had a very, very good game. Well done by Saka, being strong. Bring the ball to Hincapié. Rice. Just looking at the lineup. So Tolles actually came out. Let's refresh here to get it right. So Odegaard is coming up off the pitch, and as he comes in, and now we see the third goal. First Johnny to the spot before Guardiola, and then just well finished. Awesome display. Just stopping, just faking a shot, and just let Donnarumma make a move, and then afterwards just finish up in the empty goal. Must be an amazing feeling for the captain, who will lift the trophy later on, the Community Shield. It looks nice, the trophy. The game is not a high stakes game, but we'll take it, of course. Important showing. I'm just wondering if a Pep Guardiola side would have looked like this. I don't think so, but it's preseason, of course, or it's the last game before the regular season. It's kind of a preseason kickabout. I wanted to just check because I don't see anybody lurking on the left-hand side right now. It's just more of Hincapié. Beforehand it was Solis. This is now Semenyo, Manchester City. Just refreshing here. My picture. So nothing came of it. 85th minute. Just 4 to 5 minutes to go. I don't think we will see many minutes tagged on. This game is pretty much wrapped up. This is Grealish just probing and looking. Turkey takes a foul. It's always with the foul. Okay, it's always is in. I'm sorry, I haven't seen that. What it was out now. He had 2 assists. Okay, nice. Of course, the obvious one against to Havertz and also to Odegaard, not assist. Although Odegaard had to do a little bit more than Havertz just had the ball home. This is now a chance for Turkey, maybe to get one back. Will he go on goal or will he just cross it to the 5-yard line? Come on, Arsenal, defend well. Well defended by Arsenal. Bad ball in by Turkey. Great defended by Rice, who headed the ball away. And Maresca isn't looking too pleased, of course. He will have the pressure back on after Pep Guardiola. It's never easy after such a dominant, after so many dominant years of Manchester City, to come after a great coach. David Moyes had it with Manchester United. After the waning years, also Emery had it tough. And now Maresca is under huge pressure. I think also after just a kickabout like the Community Shield is, but I think he will have a hard time this season because I think maybe he gets a little bit of rope, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, but I think if they don't show after 2 seasons that they can win a title, if they don't win it and will win it this Premier League season, then I think the pressure will be tagged on for him. And this is Grealish. Also, Saka had a nice cameo so far. 1 or 2 good chances for him. Really flashed something that I think Madueke didn't, except that he had the one good ball to Solis, who had it straight assisted Havertz. And yes, they're all smiles. Odegaard, Havertz, Madueke. Of course, they should be all smiles. 3-0 up against Manchester City in the Community Shield, and just with 2 or 1 minute to go. And then the celebration, the small celebration can begin. I don't think they will go too long because on Friday we've got a game. This is now Mamouche. Wanted to go across Mosquera, but he made it. But he just defended it well. And Arsenal defended, I think, the whole game pretty well. We had a little bit of luck, but you have to have luck in a game of football against a good opponent, a very good opponent normally. But on this day, they were just not here on this field, concentrated on the pitch, and just, yeah, maybe they weren't ready. But also, of course, we gotta mention Arsenal just scored after 30 seconds. This has to be a gut punch for every team. And then, as they had their chances, we scored the second one. So we always punched when they had it before they had even a chance in the first half, or after they've got 1 or 2 chances and missed them. So chance with Rico Lewis. Well done by Arsenal. This is now a counter situation, but bad ball by Gyökeres. So Gay has a chance. No, just comes back. This is Grealish. Yeah, it's they're free goals down. This is a chance for Mamouche maybe against 4 or 5 Arsenal players. This is Semenyo trying to get a shot off a position. Shot gets blocked. This is Mamouche. Turkey trying to get one at least. No, not today. Not this time. Arsenal should be Community Shield winners in a few seconds. Donnarumma. how many seconds will get tagged on, how many minutes, maybe 1 minute or so. But this is just the seconds are running down. Arsenal will be trophy winners for the first time this season. I hope we will win many, many, many more trophies with the Premier League title. Maybe we can also have a FA Cup or something else. I would go rather than more for the Champions League, of course, but this will be a tougher proposition against opponents like PSG and so on. Let's see who will be there from other teams. 91st minute, Mamouche gets fouled. Yeah, but I think you gotta blow the whistle here. 91st minute, 3 minutes tagged on. Has to be a chore right now for Manchester City to still be on this pitch, because what will they show in the last 1.5 minutes or 1 minute? Maybe with the Mamouche knock, maybe 1 minute would be tagged on, but I think they should blow the whistle shortly after that. So let me think in the chat what you think about this game. Are you also surprised that we were so clinical with finishing? Another chance for City, but Arsenal defends it well. Solis, I think, had a very good showing today. Good ball in. This is an offside position. Ball is too far. Donnarumma has it, but this should be it in a few moments. But tell me what you think. Who's your man of the match? Are you surprised by the sharpness of Arsenal in front of goal? Are you surprised that City wasn't playing too good? Or yeah, do we all have to say was just Arsenal's day? Manchester City today, it wasn't their day, of course. But in the grand scheme of things, for the season, it will not mean anything. But it's a first encounter between these two, with Maresca versus Arteta, and this time Arsenal versus Manchester City. And this is it, Arsenal, our Community Shield winners. First trophy in the bag. It's a small one, but yes, we're champions, and we can be happy about it. Why not take this trophy in? Players are happy, all smiles from our side. Players hugging and cheering, and fans are happy. Um, and for City fans, it's just a community shield, I will say. But of course, it's a gut punch. They've paid money to come here. Also, the fans in the stadium, for them, it has to be tough. But for Arsenal fans, just an amazing start for them. For us, it's an amazing start. 3-0, 3 goals to nil. It could have been more goals. City could have maybe had one or two, but in the end, a fully deserved win for Arsenal. And I will go straight into what I said before the match. I said 1-0, totally wrong. It's a 3-0 for Arsenal. And I said my goal scorer would be Gyökeres, and also my man of the match. He came in later, but then the party was just celebrated before him, because because we just won 3-0, clean win. And my I'm pondering between two players. I think they were the best. I think Odegaard had a good goal, but I think Calafiori was the most active player in the first half. But in the end, actually, I've got to give it to Zolis. Zolis had 2 assists in the end. I think the GA speaks for him, and he was active and lively from the left-hand side, and he had more minutes, of course, than Calafiori, but in his time, he had a very good showing. Just giving the nod to him, because I think Calafiori had 1 assist. He nearly the first goal. I'm sorry, he nearly had another goal, but I think his silly simulating of a penalty was a little bit too much for me. And I just think Jolis had a little bit of the better game, and he had more minutes to show it, of course. So my man of the match is Jolis, but Arsenal, please pick up another left winger striker, and maybe also a center back. But this is now it for this match. What a game it was, and now we gotta enjoy and can enjoy this small celebration of the Community Shield. Maybe have a nice evening today, players, but then rest and focus for Friday evening against Coventry. First Premier League match is on. I will be here back with SevGunner for this one. Thanks for joining me. I try to stay. Try to be live. To every Arsenal game as best as I can. I see you next time. Enjoy this community. And please rate this channel, subscribe to the channel, and hype this channel. And I will talk to